UP Beta Epsilon proudly presents this digital exhibit in honor of our 93rd anniversary. Welcome. The fraternity was founded on August 23, 1929 by our 9 honorable founders along with Honorable Alejandro S. Melchor. The fraternity's logo, the tower, stands for the excellence and high quality that the Betans give. Also, the little prince serves as a basis for the core values of the fraternity. Through the fraternity's aims and values, we have shown the university our dedication to service with concrete projects such as the Beta Way, BE Gate, BE Theatre, and the BE Multimedia Hall. During the pandemic, the fraternity demonstrated its steadfast commitment to service. Beta Epsilon took initiative to aid the frontliners in their battle against COVID-19 and provide relief to those in need. The fraternity also has its annual events for the UP community. These include the anniversary celebration, Maskipaps the Crossover, Block Booster, and MSK. The excellence of Betans stays well beyond college. This is demonstrated by the 24 Betans part of the 100 outstanding alumni engineers. Beta Epsilon also has distinguished brothers in the different fields of engineering and business. Over the years, the Beta Epsilon has received numerous awards for its several contributions to the community. This is the UP Beta Epsilon Fraternity, 93 years of transcending boundaries through engineering. The UP Beta
Hi, good afternoon, Steph. Nice meeting you again. Musta ka?
Hi. Good. I was just a bit nervous because I lost my internet connection earlier, but hopefully I won't lose it now.
All right.
Yeah, I won't get disconnected. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so too. Is it raining there?
No. Fortunately, no.
All right.
How about there?
It's a bit sunny here in Batangas, but
Oh.
it's a bit cloudy too.
Okay. Stay safe.
Yeah, you too, you too.
You too, guys. Hi, everyone.
Steph, were you able to go to the last Maskip apps?
Sorry, when was this?
The one before the pandemic, back in 2019.
The one that was on August 23?
No, the
Ah,
one in December.
no, no, no.
Oh, okay.
Sad. How about
It's
you?
yeah, I was there actually.
Oh, was it fun? How was
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it was so fun. There were so many bands there. It was actually my first time going to Maskip
Mm-hmm.
apps.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I get to attend this year's event. Good afternoon. So, for those who have just joined the call, thank you for connecting early. We'll begin the program shortly. So, a gentle reminder to please keep yourselves muted so as not to distract other participants. Thank you.
So, Steph, do you have any face-to-face classes this upcoming semester?
Yeah, actually I do. Well, some of my majors would require us to go to UP for lab or for exams, ganon. How about you?
Yeah, I have some GEs that require some face-to-face interactions, mostly for exams and final presentations.
It's nice. Well, see you around.
Yeah, kita-kits. Marami naman opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What did you miss most about the time before the pandemic?
The time before the pandemic. Well, let's see. Well, I definitely have a lot of things that I miss from pre-pandemic life, and I guess it's mostly the simple things like
Mhm.
I miss the freedom of going to UP, for school, seeing my classmates, my professors, meeting them face to face, and learning inside the classroom. I also miss going outside, without having to wear a face mask. I miss traveling. I miss the peace, I guess, of not worrying whether my friends and family have contracted the virus. Oh, also, I guess, while I definitely am grateful for the technology that makes it possible, to hear Sunday Mass on YouTube or online, I definitely miss going to church to attend Mass with my family. Yeah. How about you?
I guess the thing I miss most is, of course,
Mm-hmm.
like what you said, meeting
Mm-hmm.
with friends, because it
Yeah.
just gets so lonely when you're all
Yeah.
alone at home.
Yeah, without having to greet them, 6 feet apart.
Yeah. Yeah, and also wearing face masks kind of hassle
Mm.
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you forget it kasi,
Yeah.
uh,
There was one time that
mm,
I was stopped by a security guard, and he
mhm.
said, sir, send yung face mask mo." It's like, "Oh, I forgot." Yeah,
Yeah.
so I had to buy in a mercury drug at the front
Mm,
of the mall.
hassle, it's a hassle. That's
Yeah.
why I always bring, an extra face mask
Mm.
inside my bag. But last time I brought one and then it was broken. So,
Oh,
yeah, so like I stayed inside the car na lang and wait for someone to buy me a mask because I can't go outside. Yeah,
yeah.
sad.
And then there were those
Mm.
times that we were required to wear another thing like the face shield. Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah. The face shield. Meron din ako before, like yung black one. And parang was
Ah,
Star Wars.
Yeah, yung
Yeah.
parang ano, one way siya.
Yes,
Yeah, that
yes,
one.
yes. So funny.
Yeah, I also wanted to buy that just to look like Daft Punk.
Well, it's hard. It's hard because you can't really see, clearly.
Mm.
Mm.
How's your dogs na pala?
Hmm?
How's your dogs?
Oh, they're okay. Actually, it's our, it's Nigel's birthday. Okay, our toy poodle. It's Nigel's birthday today. So,
Really?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's her birthday.
Okay. Do you have like
Um,
something prepared for them?
well, my sister bought her a cake. So,
Oh,
I'm not sure if it's there na, pero later we'll have Nigel eat her cake.
so cool. I actually have a like
Hmm.
you've seen my pet corgi, right?
Well, the one you posted on Facebook.
Yeah, Philip the
Okay.
corgi.
Yeah.
Yeah, his birthday's on January 2. I'm actually
Mm.
preparing him like some treats for his birthday.
Oh, first
Yeah, his
birthday.
first birthday, yeah.
Oh, cute! Happy birthday.
He's
Ang
he's like
bilis.
yeah, it's so
Advance.
fast. Like he's this large, but he's
Mm.
not yet even 1 year old.
Nah. So cute. I also want to have a corgi.
Yeah.
Someday.
It's just so hassle that they shed a lot.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
What's the name?
Philip.
Philip.
I just get into trouble sometimes because like we have
Mm.
friends that named Philip, and then when I talk to my dog Philip, we have a misunderstanding.
Yeah. Well, ours kasi is Naiche. So, parang it's hard to... Naiche means milk tea pala, by the way.
Oh, Naicha?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I doubt that there's a person named Naicha.
That's why it's pretty easy lang.
The UP Beta Epsilon proudly presents this digital exhibit in honor of our 93rd anniversary. Welcome. The fraternity was founded on August 23, 1929 by our 9 honorable founders along with Honorable Alejandro S. Melchor. The fraternity's logo, the tower, stands for the excellence and high quality that the Betans give. Also, the little pin serves as a basis for the core values of the fraternity. Through the fraternity's aims and values, we have shown the university our dedication to service with concrete projects such as the Beta Way, BE Gate, BE Teatro, and the BE Multimedia Hall. During the pandemic, the fraternity demonstrated its steadfast commitment to service. Beta Epsilon took initiative to aid the frontliners in their battle against COVID-19 and provide relief to those in need. The fraternity also has its annual events for the UP community. These include the anniversary celebration, Maskipaps the Crossover, Block Booster, and MSK. The excellence of Betan stays well beyond college. This is demonstrated by the 24 Betans part of the 100 outstanding alumni engineers. Beta Epsilon also has distinguished brothers in the different fields of engineering and business. Over the years, the Beta Epsilon has received numerous awards for its several contributions to the community. This is the UP Beta Epsilon fraternity, 93 years of transcending boundaries through engineering.
All right. So good afternoon to everyone. A gentle reminder that our program will be starting in 5 minutes. For those who have just arrived, a reminder to keep yourselves muted so as to not distract other participants. Thank you. And also, watch out for B Champions, an esports tournament between the best Valorant players in the College of Engineering. Watch out for the players from UP Aces, UP Aggregates, UP Engineering Society, the Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers UP Student Unit, UP Chemical Engineering Society, UP Geodetic Engineering Club, as well as our unaffiliated teams from the College of Engineering, such as Outsiders and UNAF. Catch them on stream through Twitch and the B Champions FB page on August 21 tomorrow and on the 28th. See you there. Oh, and also, just a reminder for the attendees of the webinar, we'd like you to, 1, all participants are muted unless they wish to raise their hands during the Q&A or called upon by the MCs. 2, be respectful to the hosts and other participants. 3, make sure to intently listen to the speaker's life's journey. 4, answer the feedback form sent to your emails to be able to receive your certificate of participation. 5, only those present at the start of the presentation are eligible to participate in the raffle. And lastly, of course, our 6th, enjoy the webinar. To all those attending as registered participants, consider yourselves lucky with chances of winning 200 pesos today. But stay tuned on how to win up to 2,000 pesos later on. So, Steph, if it happened that you weren't an MC and you were able to win the raffle draw, what would you do if you won the money?
Well, I don't know yet. Perhaps I'll save it muna. Because I need money for driving school. Yeah, I have to save that, for driving school because I want to learn how to drive.
Mm, yeah,
How
that's
about
that's a good idea. For me, I'm torn upon between using it
mm-hmm,
for online shopping or
mm-hmm,
but after listening to yesterday's talk from
mm-hmm,
Rod Bobbitt,
yeah,
it's the right thing to use our money to invest it on something.
in gold jewelry.
Maybe Palawan
Yeah,
Express.
yeah.
Hello.
Oh, we'll be starting in a bit.
Yep, that's right. We'll be officially starting at 3 p.m.
Oh, okay. So, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all healthy and doing well. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. My name is Stephanie Kate Ko, UP Beta Epsilon Fraternity Sweetheart.
And my name is Albert James Malion, and we will serve for you today as our host for this year's edition of the Distinguished Alumni Lecture Series. And welcome to the second session of this year's DALS. We hope everyone was able to attend yesterday's talk with Brad Bobbitt Castro from Palawan Express with his talk on Midas Touch, from mining stones to managing gold. But today, let us focus our attention to a digital innovation and marketing wizard, Brad Francis Gary Viray, with his talk on life and data, constant experimentation and innovation.
This event is in partnership with UP Mining, Metallurgical and Materials Engineering Association Incorporated, or UP 49ers. And this is also in partnership with UP Chemical Engineering Society Incorporated, or UPChem. Also, this is brought to you by the Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers, UP Student Unit Incorporated, or UP PSME-UPSU Incorporated. Okay, let's begin. So, just a quick rundown on the Distinguished Alumni Webinar Series, or TALS. It is an annual event hosted by the UP Beta Epsilon fraternity in celebration of its anniversary. It began as a series of seminars by renowned alumni of the fraternity about how they fought through the challenges and adversities of life and journey, starting as UP engineering students up to now as successful executives.
That's right, Steph. For its 93rd anniversary, the fraternity is hosting its third online edition of the event, making it available to everyone. May it be to entrepreneurs, professionals, faculty, and especially the students. Our last two online editions were called Distinguished Alumni Webinar Series, or DAOs. But we're putting it back to DAOs because we want to highlight something more than the speaker's expertise and more about their journey.
Mhm. So the lectures are live streamed on the UP Beta Epsilon Facebook page and the Beta Epsilon YouTube channel and are hosted on a private Zoom link that was emailed to enrolled participants. So for the Zoom participants, the sessions will have a raffle as well as a Q&A portion where you may submit your questions to the link that was provided in the email sent to all of you or through the Zoom chat down below. Very good.
All right, let me introduce our speaker for today. He has a BSc in Mathematics degree from St. Columban's College in 1993 and spent a number of years as an electronics and communications engineering student at UPD. He has now been working under a specialized trade of digital innovations and marketing experimentation. He founded the company Propeller and now acts as its president and head of growth marketing. His company has expanded to the United States as it serves its clients in strengthening their reach in digital space. Many of us engineering students may find his story as inspirational, as he was an engineering student and now an expert in space that many of us are sure to want to pursue. So sit back and relax and enjoy now as I welcome Brother Francis Gary Viray for his talk on life and data, constant experimentation and innovation.
Thank you. Thank you, Brad Albert. Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me to talk about my experiences as a UP student, engineering student, and being a member of the Beta Epsilon fraternity and as a professional. So let me share you my slide. Is it possible to allow me to share my slide? My screen. Thank you. All right, there you go. So my talk is about roll the dice and be nice. So I may have to speak about my learnings, the roller coaster ride that I've been through, founding a company, and everything about my experiences as a professional as well. So to start with, on my learnings and roller coaster ride, I earned my bachelor's degree with honors as a cum laude outside of UP. Went to UP to pursue engineering as my second degree. Being recruited by a UP honors organization, but ended up in Beta Epsilon, last choice so far. And my student stint was cut short because I needed to care for my brother. And that's also a best decision I made, but difficult. Then took master's degree, focused on mathematics education, married an industrial engineer, another best choice so far. And I have four kids. One graduated at the University of Wisconsin, now taking up law. I have a grade 12 who is interested in engineering, a grade 8, and a kindergarten. So I took certificates in social physics and big data in Massachusetts Institute of Technology and finance at Columbia University. Took three professional mini degrees not available in the academy yet, averaging 2 lessons per day for the past 24 months during the pandemic period. So as a founder, servant, and as veteran, I taught math in 1999 in the academe, got into the corporate world, which is the gaming industry, in 2002. Then in 2004, I managed to be part of that failure of two failed startups. Then went to freelancing in 2006 in IT and digital marketing when work from home yet. Work from home back then is somehow being viewed as you don't have a job. Then I founded Search Hop Media, incorporated in 2008, and eventually incorporated it in 2010. Also founded simultaneously Bilimanjaro Enterprises, incorporated in 2010 together with some brothers. Became president of BEI, or Beta Epsilon Alumni Incorporated, in 2013 until mid 2014. Rebranded Search Up Media Incorporated to Propeller in 2014. There's a reason for that. And then we established Propeller Cambodia in 2016 and closed it in 2018. Then we built Propeller USA LLC in California in February of 2018. And then we've been winning multiple awards internationally since 2008. So Propeller, if you would notice, if you visit our website, the imagery is actually beta epsilon laden. So you would notice our main hero image on our homepage is actually a derivative of some imagery of, or the plain imagery in using the book of Little Prince or the Little Prince. If you would also notice that our helmet imagery with the propeller logo is actually a derivative of one of the images drawn by the Little Prince. So you would notice that propeller is pretty much like the epsilon influence. And right now we've evolved from being just a data-driven company, but into driving digital differently, wherein we now focus on enabling business growth through reliable data, marketing, and experimentation programs. We also built our own framework because we felt that um, there's a lot of things that are needed to be done in the local market here in the Philippines, wherein it has to focus on customer experience. So we built our own framework to accelerate business growth as usual with the four spokes channels, infrastructure, analytics, content, and to come up with your strategy and big idea through experimentation approach. So if you would ask, Propeller is an enabler of business. So we propel businesses. We work with conglomerates, both local and abroad, to power up their technologies, mobile applications, power up their brand through digital. So we market the brand, we build their infrastructure and many sort, and engage them into analyzing their data and coming up with a lot of marketing experimentation programs. So Propeller that was founded in 2008 and incorporated in 2010. Even while we are still younger, more than a decade, we've been also engaged in character development and mental health programs for our teams. Then we have environmental programs as well, and relief operations wherein we also engage and work with different organizations like Beta Epsilon. Then we make sure that our team, our members are active in and have leadership roles in different organizations in the industry. So my talk is actually about this: roll the dice and be nice. So as an engineering student, you gotta roll the dice, right? At a certain point, and however, you gotta be nice. So let me explain it further for you guys. So when I say roll the dice, I meant first is to be research first. This is embedded in every engineering student. It's just a matter of remembering or applying it when you step out of the university and get into the real world. So never, I think, forget that mindset of being research driven, which is crucial when you get into your own industry out there, and because that is super important. And second, you gotta be customer obsessed. Customer experience should be your focal point, and everything follows. Generally speaking, though, you don't learn with your ES and major subjects this skill set. You learn this skill when you take an active role as project chairs of organizations, and Beta Epsilon is loaded with these programs, especially with our tight alumni resident collaborations. So as an engineering student, you gotta educate yourself outside of the four corners of the classroom by taking part into different organizations, and not just a member, but become project leaders and project chairmen. Third is leadership. So leadership, everybody talks about leadership, but a good strategic leader knows how to diagnose and synthesize both existing markets and future markets to come up with coherent actions laid out into a plan with full accounting. If with that full accounting, you're able to identify if what you're tackling is really big enough to care about. So you gotta be smart in empowering teams and delegating key roles to get things done. So you can again learn this by just attending your classes alone. You learn this outside the four corners of the room, and you gotta be out there. And in my case, Beta Epsilon for me directly and indirectly to catch this soft skill. So as what Jim Conn said, the good to great leaders were seemingly ordinary people quietly producing extraordinary results. And the fourth one in rolling the dice is actually luck. I don't really mean luck like gambling or whatever. So luck here is about when you roll the dice, you cannot account for everything. Everything. Of course, you have to use your engineering mindset, being using calculated risk. But at the end of the day, luck plays a role. Remember those feelings that no matter how you prepare for the exam, realities reality set in, and you end up not being sure if you pass that exam, right? So pretty much that. It's more about having that mindset of calculating the risk, but at the end of the day, you cannot account for everything. You gotta still roll the dice. And when I talk about dice, right, because I'm part of my career in the corporate worlds that I was in the gaming industry where we studied um, behaviors of those who are in that industry who are playing. We we sort of like look into data analysis, analytics. We use a lot of data models uh, there to identify what are the frauds, risks, etc., etc. So, DICE for me is about aspiring to be different or aspire to do something different. So these days in brand marketing, you cannot survive just by going or being the best because almost everybody is like positioning themselves to be the best, best in technology, best in this and that. With the ever accelerating technology development, like the SaaS software as a service industry alone, the number of SaaS companies is expected to double between 2020 and 2025. So don't be a me too or the best me too out there. You have to aspire to do something different. Next would be you have to have that innovative mindset. So innovation can be of different forms. It could be a breakthrough innovation or a sustaining one or a disruptive innovation or even a basic research. So it is your ticket to the real world out there. And I think as engineering students, you are being formed to think innovative, right? So you should carry with you that innovative mindset. Third one is actually Bob had also mentioned this one yesterday is being having that critical thinking. That is being good in analyzing, evaluating, and synthesizing good information. And the fourth one is experimentation. Well, we've learned experimentation even when we were in grade school, right? However, if you look at how the FANGs are doing it, like Facebook, now Meta, Amazon, Netflix, those Google, and all those bigger tech companies out there, they are actually into their experimentation programs. And if I'm going to quote Jeff Bezos, he once said that the success of Amazon is actually is a function of the number of experiments they do per day, per month, per year. So this is a fundamental principle that we've learned from high school to or grade school. Unfortunately, even like big conglomerate companies are not yet into this program. That's the reason why Propeller started to really evolve into the experimentation program to offer this value to conglomerates or different businesses out there. So we have, as human beings, a sort of like a storytelling problem. We are a bit too quick to come up with explanations for things we really don't have an explanation for. So that's according to Malcolm Gladwell of Blink. So if you wanted to really like delve and understand experimentation programs and how the big tech companies are doing it, I think the internet could also help you to dabble into that, because that is super interesting. And unfortunately, a lot of companies locally are not doing it. And based from my experience, we try to educate them and get them into that kind of mindset. And it's a bit of, you know, struggle, but we see real value from there, right? So that's what I meant when I say rolling the dice. So it's about taking the risk of diving into the unknown, as but still equipped with having research first mindset, being customer obsessed, having that leadership quality, and yes, a good amount of luck for the unknowns using calculated risk. And the next one is, you gotta roll the dice, but you gotta be nice. Be nice for me is more about the absolute influence in my own circumstance, wherein it's pretty much like embedded into Propeller's DNA, and everything that I do about importance of having emotional deposit, about importance of spending time with different members of the team, and from there we're able to tame each other and get to understand the our purposes, our objectives, and get things done a lot faster. So it's pretty much like embedded in the Propeller DNA. Next is a network. You know, they say that your network is your net worth. So you gotta be net positive. You have to surround yourself with people better than you. So in the Beta Epsilon fraternity, we have clubs, we have batches, we have different groups, inner groups or so. And I tend to like attend a much older kind of club wherein we focus on eating. We call it the Kind Club, and I think Ed Piner could attest to that. He's part of that club. Um, well, purposely for me, I'm the youngest there. Rico Trinidad, brother Rico Trinidad is also part of that. Who used to be the youngest? Um, yeah, so it's more of like uh, listening to older members of the fraternity, wherein you get to learn their experiences in the corporate world and all other stuff. So my not so known secrets that whenever I meet with them, I sort of like scribble some questions and I make it a point that I'm able to ask those questions, right? So I'm able to surround myself with better people than me, and I get to learn some nuggets of wisdom from them that I'm able to apply for the company that I just founded, right? So that's actually is a hack for me to like learn MBA or MBA one-on-one, hands-on with these experienced and seasoned executives. So you gotta surround yourself with people better than you. If you look at the influences I have, you would notice I have um, tons of groups. I have the Magtulis clan there. So it's actually our contemporaries in the 90s, and extends to the PIPA network in the US, which I am now based in. And from time to time, also meet with um, different decades who are super smart in in managing and leading corporations, and that's where I get to pick my education, right? So hands-on education from these guys. So if you will notice there, you can also find Bobbitt and you have Jojo Malolos there, Gilbert. So I get to pick their brain on how to do things and what to do with whatever that I'm doing. So you gotta have that network. So uh, if I go back to my talk, I just explained to you rolling the dice and be nice. So the be there is actually the beta epsilon influence. And N is the network. All right. Next, integrity. So this is something that I think I would want to put a bit of like an emphasis. This is the ability to do good or do the right thing even no one is looking. Because at the end of the day, it's not all about uh, you being so good at what you do, but it's also about what kind of integrity you have. So people with integrity do what they say they are going to do. So but others have excuses. So this is something that I would want you to really like focus on really because well of course you're from UP. It's assumed that you're good at your trade, your craft. Integrity is something though that you really have to work on and to make sure that you're intact on this area. So it's the ability to do good and do the right thing even no one is looking. Third, credibility. So the quality of being trustworthy, not this is not a one time off. It's actually being about progressively consistent to be better. So to be credible, being trustworthy also goes hand in hand with how you actually evolve, get better at what you do, not because you just finish a degree, you're done with it, right? Keep on learning, like learning forever, be a constant learner in order to further build your credibility. So this is more of like uh, embedded to having that integrity and having that credibility that goes hand in hand together. And lastly, like everyone else is talking about, it's about excellence. So excellence for me is not um, something that you really it's like not an end goal. Rather, it's a way of life. So it's a way of life of being extremely good at what you do. And that is for me, being a Catholic and a Christian at heart, it's becoming the best that you could possibly be, right? And be what? Depending that depends on your influences, on your ideals. Like in my case, it's becoming the best that I could possibly be like Christ. So it's about your ideals, about your interests or your influences. So excellence is just being that. It's a way of life. So yeah, as engineering student, you gotta roll the dice, get into the dive into the unknown, get things done, do it. Don't just like simply like talk about it, think about it, because creation happens in the mind, and it has to happen in through actual. So creation actually happens twice. So roll the dice and be nice. Now, let me share you some of uh, propeller hacks that we've been using in the company, in our team, right? That somehow could also help you as engineering students or young professionals, and something that you can learn forward. Because I've been dealing with young professionals. A lot of them, most of my teams are millennials, and these are the hacks that are somehow or needed to be reminded and needed to be um, you know uh, taught. And one is like learning how to make follow-ups in any business communication in any project endeavors. It's not bad to make follow-ups. right? In fact, if you're the driver of the project, you gotta learn how to make follow-ups because not everyone are just only focused on, for example, in your project that you're handling, you have to remind them of their specific accountability or their tasks. So as a project lead, you gotta make some follow-ups. Second, you gotta communicate in small packets. So for me, it's really important. Yeah, well, we have chat, right? We have SMS, we have messaging software, we have a lot of it. We have Discord, all those sorts. So you gotta communicate in small packets. So this is important. And my third bullet point there is actually about communication. So communicate, communicate, communicate. So it's my number two, and at the same time, it's my number three. So emphasis on communication. Fourth, you gotta learn how to be specific. So when in the real world, or generalities doesn't have a premium, you gotta be specific. So if you wanna focus to be on a certain field, you gotta be a specialist and specific on that area to be really good at it. Next is quick alignment, right? So never assume that people are always aligned to whatever endeavors that you're making. Quick alignment actually is one of the hacks that can, get them aligned again and again, that there's something to be done. The other one, which is my favorite, is about asking. Ask a lot of questions. As they say, you can gauge someone's intelligence by not by the way they ask or they answer questions, but how they ask their question, or answer questions, but how to ask those questions. And never trust your memory. All right. So no, this is not only for the oldies, right? Never trust your memory. You gotta write those information, right? So you gotta have something, use technology whatsoever in order to record or document things. And yeah, this is another thing. You gotta aim for a quick home run, go home early. Because I believe that in Propeller, we believe that any work that is done over time or done repeatedly beyond time is not actually good. Rather, there's something wrong with such project. So we always aim for a quick home run and we go home early, right? Because at the end of the day, there's life after work, right? Next, faster feedback loop. It, this one really works for us, especially for the young ones that getting back to requests whatsoever, that having fast feedback loop is pretty much like important. So imagine this analogy here. So you're about to turn on your car. You press the button or switch the key, turn on the key, and the car won't respond immediately, right? It will take some time. So that will give you some sort of like doubt if your car is problematic or it is not running or something like that. Same thing with communication or organization. Having faster feedback loop is important, right? So when someone asks you a question, get back to them as fast as you can, right? Don't get back to them after 2 weeks or after a week or so, or you might have forgotten that. So it's one of our hacks. And we always pass finished works as fast as we can, and we don't sit on that. So once you're done in the code, in programming or in development of mobile applications, every end of the day we commit it. We commit it to GitHub or to our tech or code repository at the end of the day, and we really don't like sit on those codes that we've done, right? My team's code that they've done for the day, we like ship that and commit that through our repository. So we really don't sit on things. So if you're done with something, pass the ball. Pretty much like be like uh, uh, who's a good passer? Jaworski ang kilala ko, ang tagal ko na. No? Uh, all right, okay. Then delegate tasks as early as possible. And we wanted to communicate with clients, with our customers, because our framework is really more on the customer experience as our focal point. We wanted to communicate with our clients most of the time in the morning, because in the morning everything's like fresh and they have the entire day to actually like respond to us. And we aim for no revision, because now aiming for no revision for us would mean no shortcut, right? Because we believe that shortcut is actually the longest path. So anything that's rushed, and if you did some shortcuts, you cut some corners, I'm sure at a certain point that will actually like get back to you as a technical debt. In our industry or in our world, we call that technical debt. So it pretty much that, right? And no compromise on quality control for us. And we always speak about data. So we talk to our data, we work on our data, make sure that we hit the right models. We have we have reliable data in order to come up with reliable insights, reliable recommendations for our clients. Because yeah, we believe that we are enablers of our clients in whatever they do. So Palawan Pawn Shop, Bobit, is the speaker yesterday, Brad Bobit, is our client. We have the MCI Homes, who is also client. We've been serving the MCI Homes for like more than 10 years. So pretty much that. So yeah, my talk is short, and I hope you learn something from it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your wonderful journey with us, as well as for sharing the propeller hacks that we can use to improve ourselves, Broad Gary. So just to reiterate what you've said, we have to roll the dice and be nice as engineering students. So I really learned a lot from you. And even with your analytical background, you surely inspired a lot of our aspiring business people here in this webinar. So without further ado, we'll proceed to the question and answer section to address any questions that our attendees may have for you. Attendees, please utilize this time to submit your questions to the URL provided in the email that was sent to each of you. And you may also click the link provided in the Zoom chat. Thanks.
All right. So thank you once again, Broad Gary Viray, for sharing your thoughts with us today. Thank you to all attendees who participated in the Q&A portion. Let's start off with our first question. Our first question for you, Brad, is what are the key components to attract customers in social media, regardless of the nature of the business?
I think one you have first is for each brand or for each company, it's always like unique on what kind of market they're targeting. So our approach here is always about like a lot of step back. We do customer research, both quantitative and qualitative data. Aside from what has been decided in the boardroom as the target customer. So that is important for us. So we do a lot of survey, a lot of gathering of data, and then we try to codify this qualitative data. And then from there, we are able to understand their own language, their own lingo and whatnot. Because a lot of like in the B2B industry, there's a lot of jargons, a lot of business speaks, right? And sometimes they don't connect with how they communicate what they do, and there's a disconnect with their customers. Now, for social media, and if you're doing B2B, you're into, like, say, for example, engineering firm, whatsoever, you gotta make sure that you have the right data. Right? That's why we bank on growing business with reliable data through a lot of step ups, a lot of research, and then from there, we now when we understand how the customers speak and how they actually, what are their thoughts on those data that we gathered, that's the only time that we can say, okay, these are the identified key components to attract customers or so. That's the only time we say, that's why we have like four spoke of our framework. So we have channels, analytics, infrastructure, and content, right? Content can be a product or so. Because at the end of the day, a lot of old business mindsets that they create the product first and they try to ram that to the customers that this is the important product for them to use, right? We are shifting that to be more customer-led kind of product. What are the customers' needs first? And then you create your product, right? And then you think of which channels should I go to where these customers are. So it doesn't necessarily be on Facebook. It could be on LinkedIn, or it could be using your own email list, sort of like that. So pretty much changing that mindset.
All right. Thank you so much for that answer, Brad Gary. It's really interesting how you highlighted key factors such as being unique and being different, and always remembering that a company needs to be focused on their customers and not just themselves.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Try to read any like B2B companies out there, like in the engineering industry. It's like copies how they communicate. It's like they're just talking to themselves, right? So you understand that we have to shift that to talk to customers instead, right? So it's a mindset shift.
True. Knowing who your target customers are is really crucial to the success of the business. So for our next question, what are the best things to do as a fresh graduate in ECE, perhaps?
Number one is first, where do you want to go to, right? What do you want to do? Well, what are you interested in? That will make you happy or happier at the end of the day, right? So if you remember, Desiderata is about like you strive to tap to be happy, but at the same time, you gotta also experience, get the experience to really understand if what you really wanted really aligns with what you want, right? Because at times, it's not it's different when you're you're doing it already like hands on, so you gotta get the experience. I have had this kind of comparison when I let my second born, who is like incoming grade 12, get I mean he wanted to do architecture program, and he's incoming to grade 12, so I got him into a summer program at California Polytechnic University to understand architecture and architectural engineering or some sort. So he immersed himself for like a month or so doing what the architecture students are doing or so. And then after that immersion, I don't know, we don't have that really locally, right? After that immersion, he realized that he's more in the engineering, right? Not into the architecture. If you know, if you understand what I'm saying here. So that is like hands-on experience on that one. And that for me as a parent would say, oh, that's nice, because I wouldn't be expecting someone who will be like shifting, when they reach their majors or something like that. So pretty much like get the experience. Like, so what are the best things to do as a fresh graduate? Get the experience, and then learn from there. ano ba talagang gusto mong puntahan, right? Okay. So as early, I think, even if you're like student right now, if you can get into an internship program as early as you can, do that, because that's the only way that you can figure out, okay, this is what I wanted to do. Even I myself, I was like, what do I really wanted to do? I went through a lot of roller coasters. I have my circumstances like different. It's not, uh, it's just that, right? And then I got into tech innovations and marketing, and yeah, that hooked me because I'm able to use my math uh, and still understand people's behavior and do some infrastructure and technology. So that's it, pretty much that.
Well, I definitely agree with you since I just had my internship this year and it's really a memorable learning experience for me. Yeah.
How was it? Did you like it? Did you
Uh
like what you wanted to do?
well, a bit since since it was something that was not really under my specialization, but I guess I was exposed to a lot of things, so I guess it was quite eye-opening. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Get experience.
Yes.
That's my
Yes.
advice.
I'm honestly looking forward to applying for more internships.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, as for me, I also agree with that. Experience is a really important part of our career, and it helps us get into more job opportunities. All right, on to our next question. All right, here we go, bro. What was your greatest failure, and how did you overcome it?
Okay. Okay. I may have to like frame that with the way I frame it myself. Right. I call them lessons, not failures, because I am subscribed to what you call a infinite journey, wherein there's no such thing as end goal. Rather, it's just like an infinite loop of until you die. Right. Um, Probably lessons would be um being indecisive about what I really wanted to do. It took me some time to get into rolling my dice, right? So that's, I think, is the the less the best lessons I've learned. So if you wanted to really like find out what's out there, you gotta roll it as quick as early as you can, because you have more time, which for me is your best investment or your greatest investment, or to me the most or only important investment, like time. You get a lot of more time to do experimentation on your own personal journey, right? So roll the dice as early as you can and get on it, right? Fail if you want, if you must. So what? But get on, right?
Yeah, I totally agree with that, bro. There are lots of saying like take your leap of faith, or you never know until you try it, and it's very important to go to those spaces where you're not comfortable. That's how people grow, and I really like your answer, bro.
So, moving on to the next question. When you graduated and you got your first job, what were some eye-opening experiences?
I don't like this job. Nah, just kidding. Yeah. But um I think this is not the thing that I wanted to do. I wanted to do something else. Like I
Mm,
wanted to do more of like applying concepts, right? So more
mhm,
on the application of what I do. Um, Another things that soft skills is like super important. Like I couldn't like stress that well enough. It's super important. Soft skills is important. Leadership is important.
mm,
Having that initiative is important. Glad that we have Beta Epsilon who is like taught us that. the fundamentals of that. Not just taught us that, but that they were able to let us see it and we are able to catch it early on. But those are important skills that I think for me is a big eye-opening experience. Soft skills is like super important. And another thing, while I give a lot of premium on soft skills, it has to be uh, added to that technical mindset kind of thing, right? Because uh, takes a sense of having a lot of soft skills, but without that technical know-how or whatever, right? When it comes to crunch time, everything blows up. So you gotta have both, you know. You have to have that technical savviness and at the same time that soft skills to get people work together and collaborate, right? Right. I've seen a lot of really smart people, really technically savvy people, but they couldn't communicate, they couldn't like collaborate and get people or other units thumbs up to get the project done. So soft skills comes in.
Thank you for
Our
that. Now for our next question.
Yeah. Here we go, Brad.
Okay. What are the things that inspired you to innovate and move forward, and how do you do it? Um, I don't know if you've heard this or you've been feeling that, but when you wake up in the morning, you have that internal fire to keep moving, even if it's like um, you're tired and everything. So that it's motivation is like internal, right? So, and what inspired me to innovate and move forward is that at the end of the day, we founded and created a company to build value for uh, for our customers because we believe that our client partners are doing the right thing, the right job to get the economy going and whatnot, right? So we have that important role to keep on like innovating and evolving in order to provide them added value and have that edge in their industry and in the market. So that's pretty much like the motivation there. It's the motivation to really like add and build value, being a value builder, sort of like that.
All right. Thank you for that, Brad. After hearing that, it's really inspiring and motivating to hear that your company is really focused on the concern on your customers, and it's important that you highlighted that you want to give yourselves an edge as well as your customers with innovation and evolving technology.
Okay,
The next question.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, how do you
How do
balance your
you balance
career,
your career,
personal life?
personal life? Yeah,
Right.
etc.
Okay, the proverbial question, right? How do you balance things?
Yes.
Um, it's taking me to answer the question because I my data person in me is telling me what do you mean balance, what specifically what's balance, whatever. But I think it only meant like how do I balance that um, when I again it's more of a like a priority I would say so it's a family first kind of priority, right? So and the rest of the team also understood that if it is their personal life or family that is involved, we simply like um, collaborate to help that person to get on working on that one. Um, so everybody understood like um, family. Okay, some if someone needs some sort of attention, okay, we cannot question that. So that's how we embed work balance in our organization, and we call them teams. We don't call them employees, team members.
All right. Once again, thank you for that answer. I'm sure that whoever asked this question, I hope that they were satisfied with it, and I'm sure they will be. Thank you, Brad Gary, for joining us in our Q&A session this afternoon. We still have a lot of questions left, but due to our limited and strict time, we will only be sending the remaining questions to you so that you can answer them. And hopefully, we will give those answers back to the participants via email.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you once again, Brad, for sharing your thoughts with us today. And thank you to all the attendees who participate in the Q&A portion.
Now, as a token of appreciation for the lecture for speaker for today, Engineer Francis Gary Viray, we would like to award him with a certificate which reads, I quote, "The UP Beta Epsilon fraternity presents this certificate of appreciation to Mr. Francis Gary Viray, BE 97, for sharing his valuable knowledge and expertise on life and data, constant experimentation and innovation during the Distinguished Alumni Lecture Series held on August 20, 2022. So this is signed by our 93rd anniversary co-chairman, Jarvis Crister Callado, BE 2022, Exodus Yesaya Ibarle, BE 2022, and Gio Franco Vicencio, BE 2022. So we want to do a little photo shoot with you, Broad Gary. So if it's okay, just keep your camera on and you will just take a quick screenshot.
Okay, Broad Gary. Let's have your photo now. So for the first photo, in 3, 2, 1. Okay. And for the next photo, in 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay. So, ayun, off na yung photo. Thank you, Broad Gary.
All right. Thank you once again for taking the time to share your ideas with us today, Brad Gary. Now, before we head off towards our ever-awaited part of the event, can we please request the audience to turn on their cameras as we request for photo op with you? We just want to share this special moment with everyone, along with, of course, our speaker, Brad Gary.
Hi guys, so turn on natin yung cameras natin for the photo. Let's go. Anyone else na magbubukas ng camera? Okay. So, sige, okay. So, sige, let's have the photo shoot na. So, for the first page in 3, 2, 1, smile. And next, for the second page, 3, 2, 1. And lastly, for the third page, okay, for the third page in 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, so, ayan, okay na yung photos. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much to the participants.
Thank you very much, Gary, for a great sharing of lessons. But I like your statement, a shortcut is the longest path.
Mm.
I think that's an important lesson that
Mm.
all of us should keep in mind, especially students embarking on your career. A shortcut is the longest path. So again, it tells us of discipline, professionalism, being prepared to do what you have to do, and then success will follow. No shortcuts. Thank you. Thank you, James. Thank you, Steph.
Great
Great
teacher.
show.
Thank you for
Thank-
sharing your wonderful insight with us, Rod Tito Alina.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thank you,
Gary.
Brad. Thank you so much.
So let us now move on to our final and equally anticipated segment, the raffle giveaways. So again, only registered participants who were present for the entire duration of the Zoom call since the start of the speaker's lecture are eligible for the drawing as stated in the email given to each of you. So review of the attendance duration per raffle winner will be done after the Zoom call, and only those proven to be entirely present will be able to receive their prize. So today, we will have 5 lucky winners of 200 pesos. But today's participants who also attended the session yesterday, you've officially doubled your chances of winning 1,000 or 2,000 peso cash prize. So everybody, even those who want 200 pesos, can even win more money. Yay!
That's right, Steph. So as our moderators are preparing our name picker, it's really exciting that there are
Oh, there
more
you go.
people. Yeah, all right. It's here. As our moderators are preparing for the raffle, let us know down below which of the participants are excited to win the prizes. Feel free to use our Zoom chat box and comment down below who you think should win the raffle.
Good luck, guys!
All right. So if we're ready, now our moderators have gathered the names of these individuals in the hopes of being the lucky winners. Are you guys ready? Let us know who's
Yes.
excited to win and who's confident to claim their prize by using our Zoom emoji reacts.
Okay, so I see most of you are now hyped. So let's do it right now. May the odds be ever in your favor. So
Let's go, guys! Woo!
okay, let's see.
All right. Our first winner is Nicolas Lacuesta. May you please
Congrats.
unmute yourself to know that you're here.
Hello. Thank
Hi.
you. Thank you.
Congrats.
Congratulations, Nicholas.
So our next lucky winner is Melanie Witizon. Melanie, kindly unmute your mic or leave a chat in the Zoom chat to let us know you're here.
Once again, calling. Melini, are you here?
Yes.
Yes po.
All right.
Yay, congrats.
All right. Congratulations once again, Melini. All right. Our third winner is John Michael Murcia. May you please unmute
Congrats.
yourselves to know that you're here, or feel free to chat in the Zoom box down below. All right, I see your
Congrats.
chat. Congratulations once again, John Michael.
So our next lucky winner is Althea Dabu. Congrats, Althea. So let us
Congrats,
know you're
Althea.
here by unmuting your mic or leaving a chat in the Zoom chat.
I've tasted blood and it is sweet. I've had
Oh, there you go. Congrats.
Congratulations, Althea. All right, our next winner is Agustin Joseph Jimenez.
Congrats.
Congratulations. May you please unmute yourself for chat down. All right, I see you. All right. Congrats again, AJ.
So I guess we'll now be announcing the winners for grand prizes, the 1,000 and 2,000 peso cash prize. Are you guys ready? So you please feel free to use the Zoom party react. So let's see who's hyped to be the lucky winner of 1,000 pesos or 2,000 pesos. Okay, so let's spin the wheel. Oh, it's actually spinning already. Okay.
Now to reiterate with everyone, even if you've won the 200 peso raffle giveaway, you're still eligible to win the 1,000
Okay.
or 2,000 peso grand raffle.
Okay.
Now, as
Okay, the
stated
wheel.
before, if you attended both sessions, you actually have 2 entries in this raffle.
Wow, congrats, Miles Landver, Leonetta. So feel free to unmute your mic or leave a message in the Zoom chat to let
Thank
us know
you.
you're here.
Thank you. I'm here.
Congrats, you've
All right, we
officially
hear you
won
loud and
1,000
clear.
pesos.
Congratulations to you again, Miles.
So next, let's double the prize and let's see who will win 2,000 pesos. So don't lose hope, everyone. Okay, let's spin the wheel.
All right, congratulations to Nazca Liosala. All right, I see your
Wow.
chat down below. Congratulations for
Congrats.
winning the 2,000 peso raffle.
Wow, you're so lucky. So congratulations to today's winners. May we request the winners of our prizes to please turn on your camera so we could just take a quick screenshot. So we hope you enjoy your prizes, guys.
Okay, once again requesting for the winners to turn on their camera for a short photo op.
Hi. Thank you for turning on your camera.
Okay, sige. Picture tayo. So, lahat na ba napag-on cam?
Congratulations once again to our winners.
Sige. So, nakikita. 7 ang nanalo. So, 7 dapat ang mag-on cam. 3 pa lang ang nakikita ko.
All right.
So,
You can
yung
chat
iba,
down. You can chat down below or tell us that if you're facing technical difficulties with your camera or if you have no camera whatsoever. Thank you. Okay, that's noted, Nicholas. Okay, Okay, that's noted, Nazca.
Sige. So, sige. Picture na tayo. So, 1, 2, 3, go. Game. Isa pa. 1, 2, 3, go. Thank you.
All right. Thank you to everyone. Wow.
Thank you, everyone. So for our winners, we will be contacting you soon after the webinar for the instructions and claiming your prize. So what a wonderful time it has been. So, but before we officially end our event, let us hear a message from two of our chairmen. Maybe we can have Jarvis Calyada first.
Okay, hello. Rinig ba?
Yes. Hi.
Ayan, so hello. I'll just give us a short message to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank all of the participants who are present today as well as yesterday. Thank you very much for giving us your time. I would also like to thank all of the broths who are here today to facilitate, and as well as our co-chairman, Exodus, for making this event possible and successful. Also, I would like to give thanks to our two speakers from yesterday and today, Brad Gary and Brad Bobbitt, for delivering us such an impactful message that for sure we can take into account in our lives as well as in our college journey. I really hope everyone learned something fruitful from those two sessions of our TALs. Thank you once again, everyone, and mabuhay.
Thank you, Jarvis. Now, can we also have Exodus Ibarra for some parting words?
Thank you, SH staff. So, it's nothing much different from what my co-chairman said, but here it goes. So basically, I would just like to thank first my co-chairman, first Jarvis for being here, and of course Gio, who's not here today, but his efforts were felt from the success of today's event, and he would have loved to be here and saw the success of the fruits of our labor. And I would also like to thank my brothers of Beta Epsilon for making this event very successful, from the planning, the preparation, and as well as to our paternity sweetheart, Sage Steph, for being here. And thank you so much for all your efforts for making this day very happy for everyone. And of course, to not just the resident brothers, but also to the alumni, my brothers from the BEAI, who are very approachable, very easy to talk to, and of course to the speakers, Brad Bobbitt. Thank you so much yesterday for your talk. It's very insightful, as well as Brad Gary. And we hope everybody, and I know everybody had a wonderful time and had a very insightful event. And yeah, that's all I can say. And we hope to see you again next year. And of course, I would like to have a very important message, a very, a very big thank you to the audience. Mabuhay kayo, broads, mabuhay kayo, UP students, and everybody who was here today. And mabuhay ka, SH, and mabuhay kayo.
All right. Thank you so much to the chairman for spearheading this momentous anniversary celebration. With that, the Distinguished Alumni Lecture Series for this year's installment has now formally come to a conclusion. We would like to thank our brothers, officers, alumni, partners, and everyone involved to make this project come to life. And of course, we especially want to thank everyone who attended today, as we wouldn't have been able to do this without all of you. And expect to receive your certificates in the coming days soon, after answering the feedback forms that will be sent via email or through the link in the chat. Also, stay tuned for the Be Champions Tour to be streamed on Twitch and the Be Champions Facebook page. Don't miss out on the top Valorant teams from the College of Engineering battle it out on August 21 tomorrow and August 28. Watch UP Aces, UP Aggregates, UP Engineering Society, Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers, UP Student Unit, UP Chemical Engineering Society, UP Geodetic Engineering Club, as well as our unaffiliated teams from the College of Engineering, the Outsiders, and UNAF. Catch them on stream through Twitch and the Be Champions FB page on August 21 tomorrow and 28. See you there!
So thank you once again to our partners, UP Mining, Metallurgical, and Materials Engineering Association Incorporated, or UP 49ers, and UP Chemical Engineering Society Incorporated, or UPChem. This event is also brought to you by the Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers UP Student Unit Incorporated, or UPPSME UPSU Incorporated. So again, my name is Stephanie Ketko.
And my name is Albert James Malion. And on behalf of the UP Beta Epsilon fraternity, this was the second and last session of the Distinguished Alumni Lecture Series 2022. And this was such a wonderful way to celebrate 93 years of Beta Epsilon. Mabuhay!
Thank you for coming, everyone. Mabuhay.